بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. We continue our discussion about courtesy or adab. We have only 2 more sessions left, and there are many other things that I want to mention. So because the time is very limited, today and tomorrow I will focus on adab with respect to a speech. What should we observe when we talk? First, let me mention a hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, and then we continue. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, "Adabani abi bithalath." My father, Imam Baqir, taught me 3 manners that I should observe. He educated me with 3 things. قال لي يا بني. My father told me, my dear son, من يصحب صاحب السوء لا يسلم. Whoever makes friendship with a bad person, he chooses a bad person as his companions, he would not be safe. You cannot be with impolite, impure people and feel safe. Their bad actions affect you. وَمَنْ لَا يُقَيِّدْ أَلْفَاظَهُ يَنْدَمْ. My father also told me, Imam Sadiq is saying, the one who doesn't watch his words, doesn't watch his tongue, doesn't have his speech under his strict control, لا يقيد ألفاظه, means he has not, like, fastened his words with a rope. Means he has no strict control over his words. He would regret. When you say something, there is no way to withdraw, to retrieve. It's finished. Yes, you may go and apologize, but even to apologize cannot always solve the problem. So it's better to be very careful before saying something. وَمَنْ يَدْخُلْ مَدَاخِلَ السُّوءِ يُتَّهَمْ. If we are not careful and go to places or meet people that are controversial or suspicious, or go to places that people go for bad reasons, sinful people go there. If you are not careful, then you bring accusations to yourself. Maybe you didn't do anything bad, but you were not careful. Yuttaham. People will start accuse you. Maybe you went to a place, just you wanted to, for example, I don't know, buy a bottle of water, but that is not the place that people go for buying water. They go for doing something else. You have to be careful, because unfortunately there are people, as soon as see someone goes there or comes out, they accuse. They don't say, maybe this person went to ask address, maybe he wanted to use washroom, maybe he wanted to buy a bottle. They finish you. So you have to be careful. Avoid any meeting, any gathering, any visit that can bring accusations to you. Okay, now I want to focus on this second one. مَنْ لَا يُقَيِّدُ أَلْفَاظَهُ يَنْدَمُ. The one who doesn't have his words under his control, he would regret. So inshallah, today and tomorrow I want to mention few manners that we should observe in our speech. First, we should only say things which are true. We can never tell lies. Unfortunately, sometimes you see people are not careful about lying. And because it is something that can easily happen, you can open your mouth and say hundreds of words carefully, without care, very fast, quickly. So unfortunately, sometimes people tell lies. A mu'min would never tell lies. Even in some hadiths, it's possible that sometimes a mu'min may commit some sins. And there is a mention of few sins. Sometimes a human being can make mistake. But a mu'min never tells lies. This is so fundamental. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said, if you want to judge someone, don't look at his long ruku, long sajda. لا تنظروا إلى طول الركوع الرجل والسجود. Although it is very good, someone is praying, especially he's praying with patience, he goes to ruku, doesn't rush, goes to sajda, doesn't rush. But this is not a sign for saying that this person is a good person. لا تنظروا إلى طول الركوع الرجل والسجود. This may have become a habit. If he doesn't do it, he feels bad. But look at his truthfulness and trustworthiness. صدق الحديث وأداء الأمانة. How truthful he is. That's the main thing. Prayer, fasting, everything that we do is so that we become muttaqi. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So if after many years of prayer and fasting, still I tell lies, what's the benefit? So a mu'min is very careful not to say something which is a lie. But something that sometimes people don't understand, or maybe they don't want to understand, is that they think if I say something which I am not sure, this is not a lie, because maybe it is true. They think to tell a lie is to tell something that you know it is a lie. Yes, if you know that's a lie, it's a problem. But even when you don't know something is true and you say it, you are not truthful. Because we are supposed to use our tongue for something that we are sure. When you say, this has happened, people think that you have evidence for it. You believe in this. And you say, no, I said it because I just thought this might be true. someone told me this is the case. I read this somewhere. No. This is like telling lie. When something is not proved to be true and you say it, you are not truthful. You are not honest. You are deceiving people. Inshallah, later I would say that even everything which is proved to be true cannot be said. It's not that everything which is proved you can say. Even things that you have watched by your own eyes, you cannot always say. But we will reach that point later. Right now, we want to establish what does truthfulness require. Then there are other manners also. So, anything that you are unsure, anything that you are in doubt, you must not say. Let me read a hadith from Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam. لا تقل ما لا تعلم. Don't say what you don't know. If something is not known to you, don't say it. بل لا تقل كل ما تعلم. Even more, don't say everything that you know. So first he says, don't say what you don't know. And then he says, don't say everything that you know. So we cannot say anything which is a lie. We cannot say anything which we don't know. Even those things that we know, we cannot tell all of them. We have to check them, few more checking. In another hadith, Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam says, دع القول فيما لا تعرف. Leave talking about something that you don't know. Unfortunately, we have this problem. People express their opinion, judge without knowing exactly what's the case. Something has happened somewhere, and this person in another part of the world feels responsible to comment, to condemn, without knowing what has happened. First of all, what is your position? What is your responsibility? You are a judge. You are a qualified judge. You are a qualified referee. Why you judge? But even if you are a qualified judge and you are responsible, the first thing that the judge does is he calls both parties to the court. No qualified, experienced judge ever pass any verdict or issue any statement without listening to both parties. And we have people who don't know anything, just they hear something, they make a statement. They condemn, they praise someone, blame someone, attack someone. What is this? And then when you talk to them, no, we are sure, we know everything. Any judge in any part of the world that he says, I don't need to listen to one party, quickly they would say, you are not qualified. You are judge for 20 years, okay. The case is easy, okay, but you must give the person right to defend. You know the story of Dawood, Allah Nabiyina wa alayhi wa salam. When an angel went to him and wanted to test him, he said, I have a brother who has 99 sheep and I have only one. And he has asked me to give my one sheep to him. He said, لَقَدْ ظَلَمَكَ بِالسُّعَالِ نَعْجَتِكَ إِلَىٰ نِعَاجِهِ. He said, he has been unjust to you. He shouldn't have asked you to give this one to to him who has already 99. Then he immediately realized that he shouldn't have said this. فَاسْتَغْفَرَ رَبَّهُ خَرَّ رَاكِعًا. Immediately ask Allah for forgiveness. Why I didn't wait to hear the other side? So not only we should not tell something that is not proved to be true, even we should not let ourselves to make a judgment so quickly. Amir al-Mu'mineen says, دَعِ الْقَوْلَ فِي مَا لَا تَعْرِفْ وَالْخِطَابَ فِي مَا لَمْ تُكَلَّفْ. Don't speak about something that you are not responsible for it. If something happens and I am not responsible, I don't say anything. Okay, alhamdulillah, I am free. No burden on my shoulder, nothing on my zimmah. I didn't say anything. Because I was not responsible. If I was responsible, that was a headache. I had to study the case, I had to listen to both parties, I had to think, I had to sometimes wait for weeks so that things become clear for me. Alhamdulillah, I'm not responsible for this case. Why I should put myself into a case that I am not responsible for and then make a judgment? Allah is going to question me. دَعِ الْقَوْلَ فِي مَا لَا تَعْرِفْ وَالْخِطَابَ فِي مَا لَمْ تُكَلَّفْ. Don't speak about something that you have no taklif, no responsibility. Why you should talk about something which has nothing to do with you? It's not your business. Why you have to talk about this? Why we think we are qualified to mention our views about everything? When it comes to medicine, we give prescription to people. Don't eat this, eat this. When it comes to economics, we analyze, we give opinion. When it comes to politics, everything we have opinions, ready-made opinion. Mu'min is not supposed to be like this. Mu'min would not say anything unless he is sure and it is his area of expertise. Even if I am, for example, a philosopher, I shouldn't talk about biology. If I am a biologist, I shouldn't talk about physics. Every person should limit for himself or herself the area that he can talk about it. So, the first manner, the first requirement of adab when it comes to a speech is to make sure that what you say is true. And in order to make sure that this is true and it is not just your false opinion, you should be able to back up your understanding with a methodology. Something that if I tell other people, they wouldn't laugh at me. They wouldn't say, how you came to this conclusion? How fast you were in your conclusion? Sometimes you see a great personality makes a decision, and then a very young and unexperienced person criticizes without going and asking, without going and checking. They criticize. Sometimes they criticize Maraja, sometimes they criticize, great ulama, without asking, without, I remember one day, many years ago, when we had started an institute, a young person came to me, and this institute was supported by many scholars. And he said, I have come to mention to you some criticism. I felt responsible to tell you these critics. I said, okay, Bismillah. After he mentioned everything, I realized they were just baseless. He didn't have any clue. Then I told him why you felt responsible to first develop these opinions and then come and tell me and take my time when you have no clue about what is background of this, what decisions have been made, what meetings have taken place. What makes you feel responsible? Then he said something very strange. He said, when I go to a street and I see a man and woman are walking and they may not be mahram, I have responsibility to go and tell them. I said, who said this? Which alim has ever said that when you see a man and woman are walking and you feel that they may be not mahram, you are responsible to go and check. Are you mahram or not? Who said this is your responsibility? We have people with this type of mentality. They are confused. They think nosiness is amr al-ma'ruf. This is different from amr al-ma'ruf. You don't know why you think you are responsible to make a judgment when you don't know. And sometimes you do something, someone in another part of the world ask a question. Why am I supposed to answer to your question? And can I find this platform, a nice platform to speak about my reasons? So, we have to be very careful about what we mention, especially when it comes to blaming people, criticizing people, passing judgment on people. Allah would not forgive us if we so easily attack people, damage their reputation, just because I was sure. This is something that we have to be very careful. Inshallah, we continue this discussion tomorrow. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.